Is SafeMoon dead? Is it worth investing into anymore? Does it have a future? These are legitimate questions many are asking right now, and I think it's important to take note that there are multiple factors coming into play that people need to look at. At the end of the day, you need to make your own decision on this. But it's very interesting where we're at right now. There's a couple factors I do want to point out or highlight a little bit more in this video for you guys. Please understand, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. So first up here, we're taking a look briefly at the price action for SafeMoon. This is on the daily chart. You can see it's down 4.14% on the day. And it is considerable in comparison. When we actually go look over here to that of the SafeMoon subreddit, one of the things I want to point out to you guys here is that this title article is actually a little bit misleading. It says whales 5, 7, 8, 9, and 16 made sales today, the biggest being $45,000. They actually seem to correct themselves a little bit further down inside of the thread. But this is not specifically in regards today. What they're highlighting here was off of the 7-day time period, because if we head on over to the SafeMoon Gluebiz website, what we can actually see is the 7-day on the far right-hand side, and then we see some of these big sell-offs. But as far as for a 24-hour time period, there's some differences right there. Also, if we scroll on just a tad bit down, number 36, what do we see? There was a major buy that came in. That big buy was when in the last 24 hours, and then over the last 7 days, they actually had a considerable amount that they had purchased over there. So as far as other big buy orders coming in, we do see that there are some sprinkled in amongst all of this. Yes, some of the biggest wallet holders having big sell-offs. We can see that taking place. Sure. But does that mean that everyone is selling, nobody's buying? No. In fact, we go back over here to the order book. We can see that there are mixtures of buys and sells. There's a noticeable sized big sell order right here, $4,330. A little bit later, there was one that was for $300, and look at that. Just now as I'm talking, there's one for about $430 more. So people look at this and they say, hey, is now a good time to buy or not? Let's go ahead and zoom out a tad bit more. We look at this again on the daily. You can see that it's been essentially a ladder down, right? Just taking this down, going down, going down, going down on the daily. If we hop on over to a monthly chart, we can also see doesn't look that great, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 months in a row that closed out in the red, and then looking like we could be ending up closing out a 5th month on the red. As far as for deliveries go, how is things looking as far as like development goes? Well, we go hop on over here. We have Don Bailey, who is the head for Blockbusters Tech. He's associated with the Mirror Protocol. He's one of the SafeMoon swap partners. He's been a vocal proponent, supporter of that, of SafeMoon itself. So originally there was this post right here from DSTN who says, because of him, I came to SafeMoon. Let's show our love to John Caroni. And then we have a response here that says, I can't wait to actually clap for him, but right now, not deserved just yet. I'm sure it's coming. Because many people are waiting on actual delivery. We're waiting on the card, the blockchain, the exchange. There's the NFTs, the wind turbines, the stuff with Operation Phoenix. Like, there's lots of stuff that come into play with this. Don Bailey responded saying, I understand your position, but if results could be delivered without a process, everyone would do it. Tech takes time. I'm willing to clap for the process and marvel at the results. So Don Bailey is an example of someone who is a SafeMoon swap partner, and they are taking the extra step with Blockbusters Tech. They're actually getting an office space starting in the beginning of December. It's already been finalized. It's in the same building, on the same floor. Troy Smothers, who's a member of the Blockbusters Tech team, he had made a video, posted this on Twitter talking about this, but they're going to be on the same floor as SafeMoon. And just the level of integration of what they're looking to try and do together, that really highlights that there's a core belief behind the SafeMoon team that Don and his team feels confident enough in saying, hey, we want to align ourselves very, very closely with this group moving forward. And Don Bailey, they are working out releasing new things. For example, the Mirror Protocol and what it's been releasing. We're getting ready to have the BNB version of the Mirror Protocol coming out soon. We're also looking at the XRP version, at the SafeMoon version, things of that nature, okay? So you got those key core elements for sure. Then you also have to look at the SafeMoon orbital shield. That is something that's been in testing phase. It looks like it's very, very close to actually launching at this point. That was a precursor necessary to launch the card. The card was looking to get launched back around in March or so, and that got delayed because they set a priority to try and get the orbital shield fixed. So if the card looks like it's basically ready to move into its next phase, and then you've got also the orbital shield that's essentially done, those two right there back to back, it should happen in a short time frame once it's actually ready to go. As far as for the exchange, the blockchain, those kinds of elements, still have to wait to see what's exactly going on there. There is a lot of speculation behind that, as I've seen postings that they've done on their website looking for things like a Solidity developer and the deadlines for that. So I don't know if there were people that joined the team, didn't do their work, did partial work, then they left. What exactly is the full story behind that? I don't know the full details personally behind that. But this company's been out for over a year. We were thinking that the blockchain, the exchange, was going to be out almost a year ago, right? So time has definitely gone by. People shuffling in and out. There's also things to take into consideration like the lawsuits, right? Whether or not you want to make your investment into SafeMoon because these lawsuits that are going on, reportedly, there's one that's going on between John Caroni and his own mother. There's also the court case of individual investors and their accusations against John Caroni and Ryan when he used to work there and some other key individuals. So there's that court case. So is it normal for companies to get sued? Yeah, it's actually somewhat normal, especially when you have a lot of attention and focus on something like this. Whether or not they're in the right or the wrong, I want to see what the end results are in the court hearings personally. But again, guys, make your own ruling decision on when you're going to, or if you're going to actually invest into SafeMoon. At this point, the price is significantly lower. So we do see, as I pointed out to you, that people are actually coming in and making some sizable purchases. But as of right now, there is more selling pressure than there is buying pressure, hence why the price has been going down. And again, we're looking at this on the daily. You do see that there are some days that it does close out in the green. It's not like every single day is in the red. Another key thing is what's been going on with Bitcoin. You can see the price up above my head here, right? Go check out my other video I have. I've been doing some daily sort of like updates on market analysis that's been going on, the sentiment behind Bitcoin. Does it look like it's getting ready to make any kinds of moves? So I have an updated video on that. It's been a lot of days that Bitcoin's been hanging out in that same range, and that may also help give you a better idea of what to kind of keep in mind moving forward. But we've been very exhausted. Sellers have been very exhausted overall, looking across the whole market, including that of the stock market. So you got to really ask yourselves, guys, at what point does it stop going down? Does this project just completely rug pull? Does the team completely vanish? Do they have some sort of vulnerability and an exploit happens? Oopsie, is something like that going to happen? Or are they going to start actually delivering on some of the things that they've been talking about and that we see a lot of people already engaging in these like beta tests and stuff right now? Is that going to start rolling out? Is the sentiment going to start coming in? People are going to feel more confident with this stuff. New buyers are going to come in. And this potentially could see a total reversal flip and just start going on a massive rally once again. Because another thing for you to keep in mind, guys, is how much marketing exposure potential is there with this. We're still seeing people predominantly on Twitter, highly engaged in other members of the community talking about SafeMoon. Even if it's subtle little things, you see very high levels of engagement, tons of likes, lots of people talking, retweeting. There's still Twitter spaces that go on, people talking about things there. And that's with this huge dry spell. Now imagine if you actually had things that really were actually out. Will that come? Well, the proof is in the pudding, right? We have to wait for that to actually happen. But when do you come in? Do you want to come in when all of a sudden this thing has a 500% gain, 1,000% gain? Or are you going to come in when the price is down, which is when a lot of times people recommend that you do buy. But I really want to stress this again, guys. We haven't necessarily seen the bottom. There's no rule here that says this cannot keep going down. There's no rule here that says this can't go to zero. So I am not by any means trying to say that if you buy it right now, that, oh yeah, this is the absolute best time. But people that have been waiting for a dip, how long? How long is it until you think that it's going to stop dipping? Because let's be real. It's down right now from its launch point on the version 2. It's down like 80%. How much more do you really need it to dip down? You know what I mean? So you guys think about it. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do you want to wait until there's actually deliverables? Do you feel like now is a good time? Do you feel like this is going to go to zero? By all means, guys, I've made lots of videos in support of SafeMoon. I would love to see these things be delivered. I think that there's a huge potential, positive impact in this industry space if these things get delivered, and I hope that they do. But if you disagree with me and you think that all of this isn't going to happen or whatever, it's okay. Go ahead and tell us your thoughts down in the comments below. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Thank you so much again to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to WeLoveSafeMoon.com, Murad Shaker, Victor Vegas, SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. Also, thank you to my YouTube members for your guys' support. And if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. God bless, and we'll see you in the next episode.